sell at like 20 to 50% moves, and then look for the next one. Because like over the last 2-3 years, I don't know, let's say you bid on Ethereum for long term, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. It hasn't moved. Let's go back. So what day is this? This is 2021. So what's that? 4 years ago. Up here. Still the same price. It's ridiculous. Hence why I don't like long term. Shit, my thing. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we got you. I think Gem done. Can't hear you now if you're talking. Tareeq?
Yeah, something's off with Tareeq's microphone, I think.
I don't know if you can hear us or not.
Hello, it's Tareeq. Ah.
Can you hear me now?
We got you.
Yeah, good. Go.
I've had to go on my phone because my laptop's bugging out. I think it's too hot. All right. How would you trade during a drawdown period? And did you have one? If you did, how long was it? It was actually this month, Sadashi. The start of this month is probably the worst start to the month I've had in ages. But you don't like. You can't let it affect you too much because you can't be always in profit. Like well, obviously you can, but for me, like with my strategy, I'm not always in profit for like a few days. I might be down, but then that next play, I make it all back plus more. So you just don't overthink it. Just trust your system and don't revenge trade. Revenge trading is the worst that you can do. And if you do feel out of sync, reduce your risk. Dan, I've had the same girlfriend since I was 18. Wait. That's a good question on crypto. How did you handle society? Wait, can people still hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
How did you handle society stigma around trading, especially crypto? I feel like after this is probably with you as well. Like UK crypto's not that big, and then when someone asks me what do I do for a living, I actually don't really like telling them I'm in crypto. I just say I'm a trader, and that just sort of if they want to know more, they'll ask me what I trade, and I tell them. But I don't really like to tell people. Like a lot of people, especially when I first started, they didn't really take it seriously. But now especially from where I'm from, it's a small town. Now, like obviously they see I'm on holiday probably like 10 times a year. I get so many messages like, "Oh, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I had the time that you do." I was like, "Well, if I can do it, anyone can do it." Bryce, how do you deal with having such a magnum hog? You gay boy.
What?
That's what he asked me. How did I become a talent, Alan? The same process all the other boys are gone through. You just hang out in chat ideas, you help people, you update your trades, whether it's a stop loss or profit, because there's no point anyone can send out a chart and reply to it if you were right. I have a lot more respect for people when they send out a chart and chart ideas and they reply saying you got stopped out or whatever, because it takes balls. You can easily hide because there's so many messages, but I respect someone who replies to their stop losses. So just spending time helping out others is the main thing. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. What's a good and average week in terms of percent P&L? Do you stop trading if you hit your targets? So I think that like a rule of thumb is people aim for 1 to 2% a day, which is really good. But then a lot of people then complain and say, "Oh, 1 to 2% a day isn't enough for me," so they risk more so they can gain more, but it never ends up well. So sticking to 1 to 2% a day, and that's not like you don't have to hit it. Don't be upset if you don't hit your P&L target for the day, because some days it's going to be shit conditions, some days it's going to be good conditions. So if it's good conditions, I'll just keep trading until I go to bed probably, and that's what I do. And also, you need to have with risk management. You need to have some sort of rules in place for yourself. So for me, when I was learning, my biggest fault was being greedy, FOMO, and revenge trading. Like for some reason, if I hit like a stop loss or a couple stop losses whilst I was learning, I'd just have this like fuck it mentality and be like, oh, I'll just play some more trades. I've already lost money. I don't give a fuck if I lose more money. But it really doesn't help you. So now I have in place, if I hit 2 stop losses in the day, then I'll stop trading because it shows I'm out of sync with the market. Or if the conditions are good, I'll have a percent drawdown of my account a day.
Hey, Tareeq, leave the stream for 1 second.
Leave the stream. Why?
Yeah, leave the stream for 1 second so I can I'm gonna get a chart pulled up for you. So there's like so they can what's it called? Get content. Because it says there's like obviously nothing. It says stream failed to start. So just leave the stream and then I'll screen share and then damn, it still says you can't. Mouse, does it say the same for you?
Same for me, yeah.
But yeah, we can't. So
Yeah, and we don't want to end the stream fully.
and
Sorry,
no
Dale. We
camera.
tried. We tried. Sorry about that,
There we
Tareeq.
go.
Oh, try now.
Let me see. Still nothing. You got anything? Why does it say you can't?
Error 2000. Stream failed to
There we
start.
go.
Oh, look, mouse is doing something.
There you go. Yeah, sorry, my computer's busted at the moment. I'm gonna have to figure that out to sort that out. All right, what was the next question? Trying to find it. Oh, that was it.
If that's it, I've got another question for you. Do you think you'll trade
All
crypto
right.
for the rest of your life?
No, no fucking way. I plan.
What?
Honestly, I plan to make enough. Well, actually, no. I probably will trade of some sort, whether that be crypto or stocks, just to sustain an income. But honestly, my ideal thing is just to uh, retire, play golf, go on holidays, spend time with friends and family. That's my goal. Help out others as well. But yeah, it's like it's very time consuming. Trading is very, very time consuming, and it also puts a dent, not a dent, but like I said about my emotions, trading can really put a dent on whether that be friendships or having a girlfriend, because there'll be times where I'm spending time with my friends or I'm spending time with my girlfriends and I'm just glued to my phone because I'm in a trade. So I don't want to always be like that. So I'll probably reduce it by a lot and just play maybe 1, 2 trades for the month, and that'll be me done. That'll be my plan. Yeah, you're right, Flex. We probably never will escape, but I don't want to be doing it as much as I am at the moment. Like I said, I'm probably on my laptop or phone 6 to 12 hours a day, which is really unhealthy. Like, especially since I moved to London, I've definitely got more, what's the word? Yeah, more unhealthy because I'm spending more time on my laptop because the conditions have got better. I'm not doing as much exercise as I should, which is on me because I'd rather be trading, but it is what it is. Having already been so successful, how do you stay committed to time? It's not that. So for me, I actually don't think I'm successful. Well, I am to obviously a certain degree, but there's other things. I have other goals that I want to hit. So I want to achieve them, and I think even then, once I hit them, I probably still won't feel that successful. But I think you have to just step back and just like I've never. This is probably the first time I've actually stepped back and looked at my journey from where I was, and I'd be like, it's actually not too bad if you think about it. But there's always more you can do. I feel like I always try to do more, whether that be like, for example, I want to do some charity work, open a few schools and stuff like that. I want to be able to do that comfortably. I want to be able to like help any of my friends whenever they need it. So yeah, Bryce, obsession. Yeah, it probably is that.
And yeah, they say there's three traits of like hyper successful people, and it's like one of them, I don't know. Like you said, you don't feel like you're doing that well. Like that's actually like a lot of insecurity. Like even though you
Yeah,
are, you like
probably.
objectively you are doing very, very, very well, but there's like a
Yeah,
insecurity
definitely.
complex to it.
And also like everyone in the group, all the traders, like I've met most of them. So with my friends at home, I'm probably the most successful per se. But then when I go meet up with Wood, go meet up with John, all these boys, like I'm literally nothing compared to them. So I always strive to be better and do better. There's someone always doing better than you, but you can't fixate on that. That's what I've realized. Because I think when I first started, I was fixating on trying to be like this big man, like splash cash, be like the Billy Big Bollocks. But I've realized that's not really what life's about to me. I'm quite a simple guy, but I still want to be better. How do you do that? How do I do
Billy
what?
Billy Big Bollocks.
Oh, the thingy. Been learning through courses, education, listening to streams. What else do you suggest to become a top-notch trader? Yeah, what Kike said. Also, don't be afraid of asking questions because I know Flex will remember it I think when he was a talent, I was a member, or he wasn't a talent yet, but he was like well known in charted. Is I'd used to ask him, Pabs, who else was it? I just used to ask him questions constantly. I'd just be throwing ideas back and forth. And even when I became a talent, I was always still asking Flex questions or asking for advice because Flex is actually the one that got me into market entering into trades. You know, right, Flex?
Yeah, and
If you
you
still
always were listening. That's very important.
yeah. I
We were
think
all
also,
asking each other
yeah,
questions, and we were all listening and getting feedback. And it's not only that there is a very important difference that can speed up your trading is knowing how to self-reflect because
yeah,
we were all day in chart ideas and we were asking each other, but we were trying to learn from what the answer we got. And majority of people just get an answer and then they still do the same thing over and over for months.
Yeah.
Like we were like, okay, if this guy is saying something and he's a good trader, then I need to understand why is he doing that? Why does he give that answer? Why does he close that trade? And maybe we were spending days on one question just to analyze, because it wasn't like now where you had non-stop streams and all of this info on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff like that. In crypto, it was all a little bit more hush hush.
Yeah.
So
I think as well with trading, it's quite you get to see your personal attributes, your personal flaws. Like it's all under a magnifying glass, I feel like, in trading. So you do find a lot about yourself out when you're trading. Whether that, like, before I started trading, I didn't realize how much of like a, what's the word? Trying to figure out the word. Like, whilst I was learning, I had like a destructive pattern of, if I took a couple of losses, then I'd just say fuck it, I'll lose some more, I don't care. And I never realized I had that trait in me because I never had anything in my life that brought that out of me. So you need to figure out ways to combat your emotions that will help you be a better trader, and just put your pride to the side, because the market will, like, I've done it so many times where I've got a little cocky or a little bit too confident in my trades. I'm thinking, oh, anything I touch will turn to gold. And it's just not the case. The market will humble you so quickly.
I've got a question if there's no one in the queue. I'm not sure if there is.
Go them.
What do you think you still need to do better with in terms of your trading currently?
I feel like I overtrade still a bit too much. So what I mean by that is, on days where I shouldn't be trading as much, whereas the conditions are shit, I'm still looking for trades, like for breakout trades where I don't need to be doing that. And I think that's probably down to having so much time on my hands that I'm on the charts looking, and I'm probably trying to force a trade, whereas there's actually no need for that. And I feel like for me, especially being in England, I'm worse at that when it's the winter time, because the
Yeah.
winter, you can't. All you can really do for me is go driving range, go play paddle, or go gym. But in the summer, because you can't really go out, I'm not going outside when it's pissing rain. I'm not a hippie. I'm not doing that. But in the summer, go out, you can easily just distract yourself. So I think overtraining is a big down flaw of mine. So I've got to sort that out ASAP. What was your main way of learning? Was it asking questions within the group? At that time, Alan, it was, yeah, because there wasn't as many streams back then. And then luckily Wood started his classes. So I think that lasted about a month with him and Adam T. So I took them. They were really good. And then, yeah, just asking questions. I spent hours on charts. Absolutely hours on charts. But I feel like you need it. And it sounds bad. I feel like a dickhead saying this. But at the moment, I feel like a lot of people are lazy and they want everything handed to them on the plate. And that's just not the case. That's not how trading works at all. You won't if you're not willing to put any work in, you'll get jack shit out of it. You may get lucky once or twice, but it's only a matter of time until that luck runs out and you'll be fucked. When you spent hours on charts, yeah, DGen. I was charting coins, like plotting the daily support resistance, looking for the OBs around there, and what I'd do is I'd back test to see if my levels were correct, or if I'm looking for trades, I'd paper trade it. So I'd put the long or short tool on. I wouldn't take the trade when I was first starting off. It was just purely to get my confidence up. I'd just see how they reacted at my level and see if I was right or wrong. And if I was wrong, I'd ask people in chart ideas, why was this idea wrong? And it's just repeating that for hours.
Got another one.
Oh, Arthur's coming in with all the questions.
You know, got to keep it going. If you could go
Yeah.
back to the
Oh,
start
great.
and start again, what would you do different?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's an easy one.
I'd actually listen to people. There's a few things I'd do. I wouldn't have started my leverage career with so much money because I ended up losing a bunch of money. Listen to people, actually learn about risk management. But yeah, what Pocky just said, learn first. I think learning, like I said, I've said it to a few people who I've had one-to-ones with, or I said it on stream. Learning the TAs actually, I found was the easy part. I struggled when I actually started entering trades myself, like with money on the line, because it's your hard-earned money on the line, and you're thinking, "Oh fuck, I don't want to lose this money." So you might close the trade out early when your trade hasn't been invalidated, or you might close straight away when it's up 1 or 2% because you see that green P&L. You're like, "Fuck, let me sell. Let me just secure the profit." So for me, the hard bit was actually learning to manage a trade. Which don't get me wrong, like it took me a while to actually stop being a pussy, basically. And I don't blame people for being a pussy because it is their own money, but it'll actually hinder you in the long run if you actually want to be a trader in the long run, or if you don't have to be a trader in the long run actually, because it's not right for everyone. And you don't need to be embarrassed that trading isn't for you. There's still plenty of ways to make money in crypto or make money elsewhere. It doesn't matter if trading isn't for you. Don't be embarrassed by it. If it's not for you, if you really do struggle, then just try something else.
Yeah. The biggest thing is everyone gets into crypto to, their goal is to get rich or make money. Realistically, your goal should want to learn, master a strategy, then the money will come.
Yeah, because the condition, like when I first joined, when I said about you could buy anything, it just go crazy. That's not the case anymore. So it's so much harder to make money via on-chain or trading at the moment. So you really do need to learn. Like I'll be honest with you, I have basically zero to no knowledge about on-chain. I'm so shit at it. And I realized that pretty quickly. So now I barely do on-chain. I just stick to what I'm good at. All right, is there any more questions? Because I think there's a stream coming up in a few minutes. I think JD, is it JD's got a stream? $7. All right. I got to chuck on a wash anyway. If we're not profitable now, what's your recommendation on the path forward? You need to figure out what you're doing wrong, and you really need to be okay with you doing like the wrong things. And you don't need to be embarrassed by asking for help. Like you may be, I cut the trades too quick, or my risk management's bad. As soon as you find out what's wrong, that's when you can prevent it, and you can find ways to prevent it. But it's okay if you're like, you don't need to be embarrassed if you're not profitable. We all were not profitable at one point. It's just about finding your mistakes and actually fixing them. And if you are not profitable, but you're still trading with size and risking a lot of money, just take all your money out of your account and just trade with a small port until you're profitable. Is there any more questions? I feel like that's pretty good, actually. I don't think the Q&A would go that well, but
Yeah, that was good.
I thought it was going to be full of jokes from Kike and Dan. Do you recommend just whilst you're learning just one strategy and just learning that? Because you need to also find a strategy what fits around your lifestyle. So what I mean by that, if you're working 9 to 5 and you have a family, for example, you can't be doing really these lower time frame breakouts or trades. So that's where you need to find a strategy that's more about limits on higher time frame or limits using pocket strategy. So, but if you have time on your hands and you can look at lower time frame trading, so really find a strategy that suits your lifestyle. What do you think of just simply playing fib support? Yeah, Alan, that's fine. Like my higher time frame strategy is only bidding retests of daily support and OBs. And now, obviously, because I know about POCs are sprinkled in there. But before I knew about POCs, my higher time frame strategy was just bidding retests for support and resistance. Because I feel like trading is very hard, so I just like to keep it as simple as possible. And also make sure whatever you do, I'd always sync it with Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's king. 90% of the time, alts will follow Bitcoin. All right, I think we'll call it there, guys, because I think there's a stream on and I need to sort out my computer because I don't know why it died on me. But yeah, no, that was a good stream. Thanks everyone for joining.
Cool.
Thank
Right.
you.
See you later,
All right.
everyone.
See you later.
Later, bro.
Have a good day. Thanks for
guys.
joining, boys.
See
Bye.
you.